sense, how did you get started in? Let's start with jiu-jitsu first.
Jiu-Jitsu. So I started in Jiu-Jitsu in 2007, 6 or 7. So I was 22.
Wow.
Yeah, a long time ago.
Yeah.
I don't know. I had a couple of friends that did it,
Mhm.
and I had one musician friend specifically that was training, and she kind of invited me to come just try it out.
Mhm.
My first inclination was like, okay, I'm gonna try this out, but I really gotta probably just like Andrew, we gotta be aware of our fingers and not getting injured. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's huge.
Huge.
Yes.
Huge.
Yeah, it's your money.
Yeah.
Literally
Exactly.
money thing.
Something happens, we don't work, right?
Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
so the fact that I had a musician friend that trained,
Mm.
I was like a little more like, okay, at least I have somebody that I can train with that would be safe. And
Mhm.
so I went up to Maui Jiu-Jitsu and just got on the mats for the first time. And I just got the bug. I was there every day, twice a day, 5 days a week for
Damn.
a long time. Yeah, at least the first year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I would imagine the culture was very different, huh?
It was different. Yeah, it was a little bit of a different time. It was still. I was kind of thinking about it this morning. Like the UFC happened in 2000 or 1993, right?
Yeah.
The first one. So this was only about 12 years after the first UFC. It wasn't that long in terms of time, right?
Yeah.
So it was still pretty fresh jiu-jitsu. It was still pretty kind of new to people. Yeah. And since then, in the last 16 years that I've been doing it, it's grown and grown and grown, especially with YouTube and social media.
Mm-hmm.
So.
It's crazy because I was just talking about this to somebody because you had started 2010, no?
No, 12.
12.
Yeah.
Was it 12?
2012.
No, dude. You came when I was in high school.
Yeah, you convinced me to come down.
So it was 2010 or 11. You came at least a little bit.
No, it is all 2012.
Oh, 12.
Like I think we already graduated already.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because 2012 was when I got blue belt.
Yeah.
So no?
Yeah. So you introduced me to MGA, and then after that we went to Homolos on Oahu, and then that's when I started going really consistently. I'm like, oh, this is kind of cool. It's very new. To get carpet burns and gi burns, and then when you first get them for the first time, they're so painful. I was like, oh wow. And then you wait to that.
What was it that you felt like the bug from? You're like, because I remember our conversations after college, walking home at like
grabbing
our freaking Slurpees.
Yeah. We go get food after. I think it was just like it was the hunt for progression, and it was just like you practice all these moves. There's a lot of warm ups too. They'll build the 1 hour of abs. Yeah, I remember those days. But it was always just like, oh yeah, what kind of game are you gonna start? Is it a guard game? Is it a top game? I was always a guard game from like my first days, and it was just like you work up to, can you get that first submission? So it took like about 3 months. But I remember when the omoplata came out, I was like, wow, so this is. Then I was like, oh, okay, what else can I add to the arsenal? So
that was your first submission?
I would say, yeah.
Do you remember your first submission as a white belt?
I think it might have been a collar choke from the guard, from the closed guard.
Power.
Yeah.
The power works. Jiu-jitsu works.
Yeah.
And it's white belt is very much survival mode. So yeah, like I said, it took about 3 months for the first one, and then I was like, oh my gosh, I'm actually getting better. And then I started trying like triangles and some other stuff. But yeah, good days, man.
It's crazy because just in like the 10, 15 years, like it was full blast. There was no such thing as flow rounds, I think, when I first started in 09. I mean, only a few years, but I was just like, no flow. Everything is like, I'm just gonna shake hands, and just and it was just like grueling every round.
And you get blades to the face.
Yeah, you knee in the head, knee in the nuts sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And nobody took it easy on you then.
Now like what you were saying, it was like that first wave of like fighters or people that were aspiring to be fighters.
Yeah.
Jiu-jitsu.
Mm-hmm.
Probably like maybe 10 years ago. Kind of was like, oh, anybody's doing jiu-jitsu.
More hobbyists.
Who's this
Yeah.
doctor
Yeah.
doing jiu-jitsu?
Right.
Yeah, and we're like, dentist, doctor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I remember that one time, Andrew. Remember the like hundreds of reps we were doing hip bump triangle.
Oh
So we're in the dorm, and this little carpet, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And we're like, okay, let's go for a hip bump. Normally it's a trap, trap kimura. We're like, come on, let's try this hip bump triangle.
Mm-hmm.
So they bump, they base your arm, and you triangle.
Mm-hmm.
Right, the Ryan Hall special.
You landed that shit.
Yeah. No, the crazy part was, we did so many reps in that room, and then
like, yes, white belt, fucking boom.
Yeah, and then that was my very first submission in a tournament was a hip bump triangle.
Nice.
Freaking awesome.
That's awesome. That's a great first submission for a tournament.
Yeah, I was surprised that when it locked in, I was like, oh my gosh.
It's like, oh shit, he's tapping.
I didn't even think about it, just did it.
Yeah.
With so many reps.
Yeah, reps pay off for sure. Muscle memory.